You probably think Amazon makes money like this. You find a product, you click buy now. Amazon ships it. Amazon keeps the difference. Simple. Except, that's not where the really interesting money is. Because Amazon can make money from your purchase before you even buy the product. It can make money from the seller, from the advertisement you clicked, from your Prime membership, from the company using its cloud, and sometimes from almost every step happening around the same transaction. That's how an online bookstore became one of the most powerful business machines on earth. And once you see how the machine works, you'll never look at an Amazon search result the same way again. Let's start with the Amazon everyone knows. You order a $30 product. It sounds like Amazon should make easy money, but think about everything happening behind that button. The product has to be sourced, stored, picked, packed, moved, sorted, shipped, delivered, and if you return it, Amazon has another problem to solve. Warehouses cost money, workers cost money, transportation costs money, technology costs money, returns cost money, fast delivery costs money. So here's the strange part. Amazon's retail business can generate enormous revenue without necessarily producing enormous margins on every product. Then why does Amazon keep pushing prices down? Why build more warehouses? Why make delivery faster? Why spend billions improving the shopping experience? Because Amazon isn't only trying to make money from the product, it's trying to make you come back again and again and again. Because every visit creates something Amazon can monetize, traffic. And that traffic unlocks the first hidden machine, Amazon Web Services. AWS. Most shoppers barely know it exists, but it may be one of the most important businesses Amazon has ever created. Here's the story. Amazon needed enormous computing infrastructure to run its own operations, servers, storage, databases, networks, data centers. Amazon spent billions building this infrastructure. Then someone basically asked, what if we rented it to everyone else? That idea became AWS, and suddenly Amazon wasn't just selling products, it was selling computing power. A company needs storage, AWS charges for it. More computing power, AWS charges for it. More capacity, AWS charges for it. A business suddenly goes viral and needs thousands of additional servers. AWS can scale with it. That's why the comparison is so useful. Amazon retail is physical. AWS is digital infrastructure, and digital infrastructure can have dramatically different economics. According to the figures used in our source material, AWS generated around $42.2 billion in revenue in Q2 2026, with an operating margin reported around 39%. And here's the number that should make you pause. AWS represented roughly 1/5 of Amazon's revenue, yet contributed more than half of its operating income in that period. Read that again. The thing Amazon is most famous for isn't necessarily the thing producing the most operating profit. The biggest engine may be the one you never see, but AWS isn't the only invisible business, because Amazon has another goldmine sitting right inside the search bar. Open Amazon. Search for something, anything. Headphones, shoes, a phone charger. Now look at the top results. You'll often see that little word, sponsored. That's advertising. And Amazon has a huge advantage over traditional advertising platforms. Its users are already shopping. Imagine someone searches Google, best running shoes. Maybe they're researching, maybe they're just curious, maybe they'll buy next month. Now compare that with someone searching Amazon, Nike running shoes size 10. That person isn't casually browsing, they're probably much closer to spending money, and Amazon can charge brands to appear in front of them. That's incredibly valuable, because Amazon doesn't have to manufacture another shoe, it doesn't have to store another shoe, it doesn't have to deliver another shoe, it simply sells the seller visibility. According to the figures in the source material, Amazon's advertising revenue reached around $19.8 billion in Q2 2026, up approximately 26% year over year. And here's what's beautiful about the model. The customer comes to Amazon to buy something. The seller wants the customer, the advertiser wants the customer, and Amazon controls the meeting point, one platform, multiple businesses paying to participate. But Amazon had one more problem. How do you make customers come back tomorrow? And the answer was Prime. At first glance, Prime looks simple. You pay a recurring fee, you get faster shipping and other benefits. Done. But Amazon isn't only selling you shipping, it's selling you convenience. Imagine you need something that costs $15. You've already paid for Prime. So the question becomes, should I drive somewhere to buy this? Or, why don't I just get it from Amazon? That tiny decision matters because Prime changes the psychology of buying. The more you use Amazon, the easier Amazon becomes, and the easier Amazon becomes, the more you use it. Now watch what happens. More Prime users, more shopping, more traffic, more sellers, more products, more advertising, more revenue. One subscription strengthens multiple Amazon businesses at once, and there's something even smarter. Amazon doesn't need to manufacture every product being sold. Millions of other businesses can do that. Which brings us to another massive part of the machine. Here's something easy to forget. Amazon doesn't own everything you see on Amazon. Third-party sellers bring millions of products onto the platform. The seller provides the inventory. Amazon provides something incredibly valuable, access to customers. And when a seller makes a sale, Amazon can collect fees, but Amazon can offer something else. FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon. The seller can essentially say, Amazon, you store it, you pick it, you pack it, you ship it. Now, Amazon isn't just the marketplace, it's also part of the seller's logistics system, and that creates another revenue stream. But here's the bigger idea. Amazon doesn't need to own the entire product to make money from the product. It can make money from the marketplace, from fulfillment, from advertising, and from the customer relationship. That's an incredibly scalable model, and now, this is Amazon's real secret. Not one product, not one revenue stream, the flywheel. Watch this. Amazon offers huge selection and competitive prices. That attracts customers. More customers create more traffic. More traffic attracts more sellers. More sellers create more selection. More selection attracts even more customers. Then Amazon sells advertising to those sellers. Advertisers pay for visibility. Prime encourages customers to return. More customers create more transactions, and AWS generates a major source of operating income. Amazon can then reinvest into faster delivery, better technology, more infrastructure, lower friction, more convenience, which makes Amazon even more attractive. And the cycle repeats. Customers attract sellers, sellers attract customers, customers attract advertisers. Prime keeps customers coming back, AWS strengthens the financial engine, and Amazon keeps reinvesting. That's why calling Amazon simply an online retailer misses the point. It's not one business, it's a network of businesses designed to feed one another. All of these pieces finally connect. So the next time an Amazon box arrives at your door, don't just think about what's inside, think about everything around it. Your purchase creates revenue, your visit creates traffic. That traffic creates advertising opportunities. The seller may pay Amazon fees, the seller may pay for fulfillment, Prime may keep you coming back, and somewhere underneath the entire ecosystem. AWS is selling computing infrastructure to businesses around the world. That's the real Amazon. The store is what you see. The ecosystem is what makes the machine powerful. Amazon didn't simply build a place where people buy things. It built a system where customers, sellers, advertisers, subscriptions, logistics, and cloud computing reinforce one another. And that's why the biggest lesson isn't, Amazon sells a lot of products. It's this. Amazon built a machine where one customer can create value in multiple ways. And once you understand that, you start seeing the same strategy everywhere. Because the world's biggest companies aren't just selling products, they're building ecosystems. And whoever controls the ecosystem can potentially make money from almost every direction. If you want more breakdowns of how the world's biggest companies actually make their money, subscribe to FinBiz Talks, because next time, we're going behind another billion-dollar machine.